Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we've got a hot topic for all you high school students out there, the digital SAT versus ACT. With the rise of online testing, it's essential to know the key differences between these two major college entrance exams. So grab your notebooks and let's dive in. So digital SAT versus the ACT. Choose the right test for you. Before we jump into the digital aspect, let's quickly recap the basics of SAT and the ACT. Both tests assess your college readiness, but they have distinct formats of questions types. So let's have a brief overview of SAT and ACT structure, sections, and scoring. First of all, the SAT is digital adaptive. The ACT is paper fixed format. And so another important thing is you will have more time per question in SAT. So in the ACT, so you need to be faster paced. So another thing is about the reading. This is mostly the students are worried about. In the SAT, digital SAT, now you have short single questions, reading passages. But in ACT still we have longer reading passages. Scores back within days. So with the new digital format of SAT, the College Board is being able to send the scores very soon, within days. ACT is been taking again this to get your results. It's gonna take 2 to 3 weeks. Let's now talk about their timing. The digital SAT lasts 2 hours 14 minutes in overall, versus the ACT 2 hours 55 minutes. So there is a time differences. Let's break down these as well in the parts where we have reading and writing. In this reading and writing, 32 minutes in SAT. In the second part, we have also reading and writing. So this is important. We have 2 reading and writing. This is 32 minutes. This is 32 minutes. But in the ACT, remember the first section called, again, same reading. This is 35 minutes. And in the other part, which is the English part, the section is called English part. And here you will have 45 minutes to answer these questions. In digital SAT, your results, you will receive a score between 200 to 800 points in digital SAT. And in the while ACT, you know that ACT breakdowns each sections, reading, English, and including math and science. They're all scored between 1 through 36. They add them up and divide into 4 to give your final score. But versus in a digital SAT, in mathematics, you will have 35 minutes in each sections. It's called module one and module 2. You have 35 minutes, 35 minutes. Again, these are scored between 200 to 800 points here. So total, so I would like to also talk about the total points again between the digital SAT. Your score will be between 400 to 1600, where the 1600 is the perfect score. But when it's come to ACT, your score can be between 1 to 36, where the 36 is the perfect score. For the time per questions, I just wanted to have this also mentioned because it's really, it depends. If you're a good reader, if you're a fast reader, you may just, go with the ACT if you like, because you might have, faster reading pace. But the reading and writing is 71 seconds per question in here in SAT, where the ACT this time is only 52 seconds. And then especially in the English section, it's only 36 seconds. In mathematics, You will have more time to solve again in the SAT because 95 seconds per question you will be given. But in ACT, you'll be given only 60 seconds. And also in ACT, you know that there is one science portion of the exam, the test. So you will have 52 seconds for questions to respond. So this is a basic information. I just wanted to share that with you at the entrance. Let's talk about this part. Let me clear here the things. So in here, what we have here is that, let me clear this data written from the previous page. The number of questions in SAT, you will have 44 questions when you look at in math portion. So in ACT, where you will have 60 questions to respond. Questions difficulty, module 1 is more like easy questions, we can say, when you compare to module 2. The questions are easy to answer in mathematics portion. And SAT module 2 will be more difficult if you perform well on module 1. So it's a dynamic test. If you will do a really good job on module 1, then your module 2 questions will be a little bit harder, harder than the other questions. So in ACT, math section goes from easy to hard. So if you might be familiar with this format in ACT, these questions are starting from easy to harder part. Again, time per question is in ACT, you will have 60 seconds. And in here, then the SAT, you will have 95 seconds for the test. So in here, we have digital SAT math modules include 44 questions, so only about 25% of these scores are response questions. So some of the questions you will need to read in, and you will be given the formulas in SAT. You will have a reference on right top in the exam. During the exam, you will be able to click and to see the formulas. In ACT does not provide uh, um, does not provide uh, any formulas in the test. So that's another important concept we need to talk about. So here, so this is, as I said, we just talked about it, and we have one more part I wanna talk about it. Let's see. Yeah, in reading part and reading writing in English, you will have 54 questions in SAT. In ACT, where you will have 115 questions reading in English, and the time per question is reading is 53 seconds, English is 36, and reading writing is 71 seconds in SAT again. Due to reading and writing in English sections, graphs and charts, there will be SAT. In SAT, 3 to 5 combined evidence questions you'll be asked to answer. In ACT, no, only the science section will have graphs for you to respond. Passage, and the passage's complexity, when you look at it, the SAT, it's between 50 to 150 reading. This is like difficult to level. And ACT is 600 to 800. And writing in English is 30 to 100 and 300 to 500. This kind of gives you an idea what to look for here again in the format. So number of reading passages, again, is 25 to 29 small pieces of reading passages. In ACT, where you will have a 4 longer SAT passages to read about, and the comparisons of these questions. All right. Thank you for watching. I wish you good luck on your either SAT or ACT exam. Thank you for watching and hope to see you around. Have a good one.